Hi everyone, my name is Dandy Rojas and I'm making this video for an assignment in my Intro to Communications class. I'm going to be reviewing this speech by Hillary Clinton, and it's called Women's Rights Are Human Rights. And her speech was about motivating women all over the world. She was at this women convention. There were people all over the world there, and she was motivating them to come together and fight for the equality of women and men. So her main point was just to motivate women and prove the point that there's no women's rights, it's just human rights, and that men's rights and women's rights should all just be categorized as human rights. So let's see. The nonverbal cues that I saw that she used in this speech were voice. That was her main cue that she used. She really didn't use her hands much or get close or touch. It was just mainly her voice going high and low in pitches. In our class book, The Communications in You by Dan O'Hare and Mary Weinman, it says, the vocalized sounds that accompany our words are nonverbal behaviors called paralanguage. Hillary Clinton used pitch, tone, and volume in her speech. When she talked about the murders and the mistreatings of women in third world countries, her tone kind of gets deeper and more serious to give the emotion of, sadness and, have everyone in the audience kind of feel what she's feeling. And it creates that mood in the room. But besides that, the deep, sad feeling that she gives, most of her speech was really motivational, and I feel like her voice was higher pitched and kind of stern in a way, creating that motivational feeling. She's trying to get women together, all kind of going for the same purpose and fighting for what they believe in, which are human rights. So another way she involved using her voice was doing pauses. So she'd give a statement, most likely a serious statement, whatever she had to say, and then followed with a pause. Usually this is, when she would pause, it would all kind of be like a few second pause, and then the audience would clap. And I think when the audience clapped, they were saying that they agreed with her and that they agreed that it was a problem or whatever she had. And here I'm going to pull up some examples that I had. So this was a part in the speech when I thought she really used these pauses and used emphasis in her voice. So she was talking about not necessarily women's rights, but human rights. So here's a few things she said. This is a quote from Hillary Clinton. She said, "It is a violation of human rights when babies are denied food or drowned or suffocated or their spines broken simply because they are born girls." And then there was a pause there. Another quote, "It is a violation of human rights when women and girls are sold into slavery of prostitution for human greed, and the other kinds of reasons that are used to justify this practice should no longer be tolerated." And then there was another pause. And when she was talking, these are just examples. When she was giving these statements, there's 6 or so statements that she began with the phrase, "It is violation of human rights when," and then she gave an example of what's going on in different countries and different areas where women's rights are not equal to human rights. And I just feel that her voice during this time, when she gave, that these women are being killed because of their gender, it was serious, and she used her voice to make us emotionally feel like sad and like it's not okay, but also was motivational in certain points and made you feel like, okay, this is a problem, it needs to be changed. Now, how can all of us come together and change it? Which I really liked that she did that. Also, at the very end, I really liked her ending statement. She said, "The time is now. We must move beyond rhetoric. We must move beyond recognition of problems to working together, to have the common efforts to build that common ground we hope to see. God's blessings on you, your work, and all who benefit from it. Godspeed, and thank you very much." That's just the end of her speech right there, and I feel like she ended that very she was talking with emphasis. She was talking, motivating all the women in the room, the hundreds of women in the room, that saying that we all need to come together, each of us from our different countries, to end all these issues and to make women's rights human rights, make everything equal. And I just really enjoyed this speech. Some of the listening challenges I had, even though I was very interested in this speech, the one thing I feel that length was a factor. It was about 20 minutes long, nothing crazy, but I think I just felt because I saw 20 minutes, I'm going to have to sit here and look at the screen for 20 minutes. So that was a little hard keeping my attention. Let me see. The activities that distracted me. I should have prepared better, but I did have my phone sitting right here next to me, so I did have texts and alerts from social media coming in, and I did feel, I needed to respond to some of them, which they probably could have waited, so that was definitely a distraction. I also have 3 dogs, 2 cats in my house right now because we are pet sitting for some of our friends. And so, I had a few of them running in and out. One needed to be let outside. A few of them were barking, so I had to pause my video and run and deal with that and come back. So I feel if I would have been more prepared to watch the speech, maybe I'll put them all outside or maybe turn my phone on silent. I could have listened and not had to rewind and rewatch as much because I was distracted. Let's see, the last question here. Are there any tasks that I have found that I can do that won't affect my listening? No, I have not. I feel like a good listener, an excellent listener, will give you their full undivided attention to the speaker without any distraction and really try to take in what the speaker has to say. I have not found one thing that I can do at the same time. Maybe just breathe. That's about it. And I just wanted to add in here just what I liked about the video. Being a female myself, I feel Hillary Clinton did a great job motivating me and other women to want to make a difference. I feel the emotion through her voice when she was talking, and when she was talking about the abuse of the women around the world. I mean, it really tugged on my heartstrings, and I said, I can't. I was thinking, I can't believe this is happening, and how can I make a difference? I also love how she gave examples, specific examples. Of exactly what was going on in these situations. It's not just women are mistreated, how can we make a difference? She gave examples to really make you emotionally feel what she was feeling. And I love the speech overall, and I just thought she did an amazing job, verbally and non-verbally. And I like how this assignment has made me look at the nonverbal things, because when you just listen to a speech, you're just hearing what they say. But I like how she, really used her voice, and I didn't even think about that, when you first hear it. But because I've had to explore it, I've noticed, wow, she really used her voice. She went high in points, she went low in points, she used pitch, she used, all of these things to really get across to the listener. And anyway, that's my review on my speech.